come out to check on it, and my water flap was tucked inside the window, so all the rain from the night has been pouring in.
Oh, that's better. Fresh paint, fresh seal. It's the nicest this window's ever looked. I've never seen this corner smooth like that. It's always been bubbling up with rust.
It's cool how it wouldn't stop raining till I got the new window in to stop the rain. And now it's nice, clear blue skies.
After looking at this thing every day, just gutted out with nothing on the inside but bare metal, this looks nice.
Well, my draw failed because I did everything freehand, and I guess I'd be better off just cutting bits the right size in the first place instead of having to fill all the gaps and stuff, so I'll just do it perfectly this time instead.
Had to buy this table saw pretty much just for this job.
Heart full of fuel, got one in the chamber, call it shotgun blue, shotgun blue, kicking like a mule in my chest, shotgun blue, every breath feel louder than the rest, I keep driving, keep lying, like I got something to lose, but it's just me and this feet.
Unfortunately, at the moment, this is looking a bit rough, but I found a second chance. Well, it's not completely perfect, but it's good enough. I'll be able to cover it with carpet if I want to make it look professional, I reckon. I'm starting to get excited about the Safari again. It's turning back into a camping setup finally. Slowly coming back together. The bed went back in today, so it looks nice and comfortable. Well, it didn't fail on too much, but it's going to be kind of hard to get these fixed before next year. I'm going to adjust the headlight. Sway bar bushes, I've got to get hold of them, obviously. Front drive shaft normally isn't a big deal because you don't use it on the road anyway. It's only when you're off-road that you'd ever use it, and it's always been jiggly, so I know what they're talking about, but it's not going to be easy to fix. I mean, maybe just a new drive shaft, but I don't think a stock drive shaft is long enough because of the axle, the lift and the axles going forward.
Thank you very much for the brackets, Eric. These ones won't snap off like the stock ones did.
Oh yeah, rolls good. I'm going to flex it enough to, well, unflex it enough to stop the sway bar being tight. Oh, nice and shady and cool under here.
Luckily I managed to find a shop open between Christmas and New Year's who happened to stock the sway bar bushes for a stock GQ sway bar, so I scrambled over there and picked them up. However, this is not a stock GQ sway bar. I tried so hard to make them fit, they did not.
Well, I probably should have checked the size before I started installing them. Anyway, I've just gone and bought the correct size ones so I can put them in now. Somebody stole my grease. These new ones don't come with any grease. Lucky I slopped the grease everywhere already. Oh, that's probably not gonna help. Alright, so one of the things I failed the warrant of fitness on was this play. And I can't fix it, so I'm just gonna take it out. Can't fail if it's not there.
The inspector was a little unsure about me just removing parts for the WOF. Luckily, the LVVTA website specifies it's fine to remove the front shaft on this vehicle. Alright, it's January 1st, 2026.
So I've always had just like real basic wiring. All I was powering was a fridge, radio, a few socket outlets. It was all just 12 volt off one single 120 amp hour AGM battery. So I needed a new battery, and I wasn't sure whether I should stick with just a normal battery. I started looking at their portable power station things, and I was doing heaps of research on the best ones, and in the end I was just in a shop for something else, and I saw that they had one there, a brand I'd never done any research on. Didn't know anything about it, but I was in the shop, so I got it. I think it's going to be perfect for me, to be honest. Now that I've got it, it's actually really cool. At first, I thought they were overpriced, but when you think about it, you are getting a decent amount of stuff for that money. window covering supplies.
I ripped out my curtains when I gutted the interior, and I wanted an upgrade. Instead of going back to curtains, I figured I'd make a tidier solution. No one will see me in here now.
I'm off to go buy my parts. Been waiting for the shop to open since like last Tuesday or something, but they finally opened, so let's go do this. Get a warrant of fitness, finish packing.
I still needed front bushes and a couple of little bits to finish off the electrical. As soon as the shop's open, I went straight there, bought the parts, put them all straight in, and spent the evening finishing off all my packing, everything I needed, so that I could get up in the morning and go.
Heading to Devon's now, just got air for the tyres and fuel. My fridge is not working properly. The temperatures are fluctuating from about -16 to 3, I don't know. Well, we made it in time. Got everything set up and ready to go just in time. As you can see, I've finished it off a bit nicer now with the carpet. It was just a bit of a rush to get it all working in time for our trip. And all the footage I have from our trip is basically fishing, because that's pretty much all we did. So I haven't really showed this much, but draw worked perfectly. Everything worked perfectly. It's pretty basic, there's not much to test. The power station was great. Pretty much the only job for the power station was running the fridge, but it ran it fine the whole week with no issues. The only problem that I'm having is there's a few 12-volt things I need to run, like my air compressor to pump the tyres and that, which I can't run off the starter batteries because it's a 24-volt system. So I may still have to have a 12-volt battery as well, which is kind of doubling up. But the power station's like, well, I've already got the power station now, and that's great for running the fridge, and like, it's a decent size for running small things, but it can't handle an air compressor or anything like that. It's just way too big, draws way too much power. I actually started using a voltage sensitive relay. I figured that the power station would accept just a 24-volt feed straight from my starter batteries, so I'm just using a voltage sensitive relay, so when my starter batteries are above 24 volts or whatever, it'll just feed a power supply directly into the solar input on my power station, and the internal charger will just charge itself up using that feed. So that just keeps it topped up while I'm driving. Obviously while I'm camping I've got nothing, so that would be the next useful thing for me to add is solar. Not the tidiest setup in the world, but it's a lot better than what I had before.
You catch some lead ones instead of putting it all through the tube.
When I left, I think because the fridge has been sitting for so long, it was not working properly. It was like pretty much switching off and staying switched off because the temperature readings were incorrect, but after a while it sort of got itself, I turned it off and on a few times and it got itself sorted out, so in the end everything was working properly, which was great. This is great storage for, well, I used it for food on this trip. I've left this compartment just open. I was gonna do 2 drawers, but I was surprised at how much less room I have now that there's a drawer here. There's so much more room when you just leave it open like this, but at the same time, it's quite hard to get anything out of it anyway. You can't really get in the back of that. The drawer comes out fully, so you can, even the things right in the back of the drawer are completely accessible. So it might be worthwhile losing a bit of space so that I can actually get things out of there. These blackout things for the windows were way nicer than curtains. The curtains would get in the way, I'd roll on them and rip them down, whereas these are like completely out of the way. They're not encroaching on your space at all, and they're really good at completely blocking the whole window. One thing that I was really missing was shade. Like one of the campgrounds we were at, there was just no shade nearby, and I had nothing, because obviously I used to have the awning, but I've got nothing to screw the awning to anymore. So there's no way to get out of the sun, so that's going to be an important thing to put back on somehow. Right now it's pretty basic, but it's pretty comfortable and pretty usable, so it's awesome. We're at Fletcher Bay, right on the top of the Coromandel Peninsula. We just arrived yesterday and we already went out on the boat to do some fishing. We're just snorkeling and there was a pretty decent sized shark swimming around me. Definitely got out of the water pretty quick, to be honest.
Devon stayed in for a while, although I didn't tell him about the shark.
Who was here before you?